We finally made it on the sailing boat, so the plan is to go around the Darien Gap, not above it by fly, but to sail around it. And so in 5 days we should be in Cartagena in Colombia.
We should make it in 5 days, but in the Caribbean sailing, you never know. So many factors: magical islands, gorgeous reefs, storms, coconut fall, and other surprises. We are Nick and Mathilde, and in 2022 we left everything behind to travel the world with our Land Rover Defender.
Europe, the Americas, Australia, Asia and Africa. We want to see it all.
This is day 406 and we're in the middle of the Caribbean Sea.
Welcome to the Next Meridian Expedition.
Good morning!
Morning!
It's 4:30 a.m. and we're on our way to get our sailing boat in the San Blas island.
For us, always traveling on land, it makes for a pretty big change of transportation. But before actually the sailing, our very first challenge is to reach the boat itself. Let's go for a 5 hours journey through Panama. Our boat is located in the territory of the San Blas indigenous communities on the Caribbean coast. To access the San Blas territory, you need to pay an entrance fee. Inside this territory, the community has full authority.
After 5 hours and a half of trip, we made it to the sailing boat!
Yes! Need help? No, it's okay.
We finally made it on the sailing boat, so the plan is to go around the Darien Gap, not above it by fly, but to sail around it. And so in 5 days we should be in Cartagena in Colombia.
On the first briefing with our captain Daniel, he reassures us. The only thing we really need to know is that we won't need shoes.
You're not going to need during the trip shoes or anything. Everything, everyone is barefoot all the trip. So
What do you remember from the trip?
when you have,
Don't drink too much.
remember that this freezer.
Don't bring
is
sand
for
into the
two
boat.
First, and yours is the one.
The food is going to be awesome. We're here with a bunch of great people. There's people from Netherlands, UK mostly, and Germany. That's it, right?
Yeah,
That's
Europe
it.
crowd.
Yep.
First in the day order.
We share the crossing with the crew who is from Colombia and another amazing group of travelers you'll get to meet during the video. But first things first, boat tour.
I am taking advantage of a bit of time where everyone went snorkeling on this first stop to show you the boat. This is the Yamato UNSC and it flags under a Colombian flag because our captain and the boat are Colombians. Here you can see the entire boat. Those are windows going to the main room and some of the cabins. Here we have a whole chill area with bean bags and mattresses, and those bean bags are so comfortable. Oh, this is interesting. This is reserve water because we're 13 on the boat. We don't take too much water. It's 1 shower per day for everyone, but still we have extra water for drinking and showering and cooking. And then we move further back. This is the captain's space. Hi Christian.
Hola.
¿Cómo estás? Christian is helping the captain with everything to do on the boat. Here we have an entire space to access the water, and this is where we spend most of the time chilling. The captain is preparing for the next crossing, so he's on a nap now, so we're going to be very, very distant. So this is the kitchen area and the living room area. And here is our cabin. So it's pretty small, but very comfy. So Nick and I sleep here. And because we went on a cheaper version of the trip, we're also sharing our cabin with Stella, who sleeps on the above bed. So we have quite a bit of space. And the best thing is that we each of us have a fan. In the car we have only one fan for two. Now we have one fan each. One here and one here. And then this is the bathroom. So we have a little sink and a toilet that works with a pump. I'm not going to show you that, but basically you do whatever you need to do and then you pump. You just need to make sure there's no one in the water when you do that, because things go in the water immediately.
We completed the tour just in time for the wind to rise, and we were off sailing over more remote locations of the archipelago, where we woke up the next morning.
Good morning. All right. Oh, hey, morning. What's up? Let's get out there. Good morning, Mathilde.
Morning.
Morning, Captain.
Good morning.
And more islands for us to hang out on. Are you gonna jump in the water too?
Yeah.
Do it! This is sort of a ritual in the morning. Jump in the water.
Morning shower.
Go for it. It actually gets really warm. It is now 8:15 and it's already very warm, very sunny. The water is clear and blue. The island over there is bushy, waiting for us to get there. And Mathilde is next. Go for it.
Okay.
Woo! We slept really well in the boat. It has a little fan above our heads and we honestly slept really well. The boat was shaking just a little bit. Now we're on this beautiful island. Look at this crazy white sand. And look at the water. Just incredible. Literally incredible. So maybe the next trip will be a sailing trip. Huh? No idea. I'm happy to be on land. I really enjoyed the first 3 days. But crossing in the middle of the ocean with views of just ocean, it was a little bit long for me. It is so nice. Amazing! Woo! Hey team! Woo! Woo! Nice!
So beautiful. Like every picture looks like out of a magazine.
Yeah.
And then it's lunchtime with fish from the sea and delicious recipes.
On the islands, we were kindly received by San Blas inhabitants who live on the islands and live off fishing and growing coconuts. They would provide the fish and we would bring the sides from our boat. It was delicious, but the best was the dessert.
Son cocos frescos, muy frescos.
Muy frescos.
Muy frescos.
Claro. ¡Yay!
¿Cómo sabes que es una buena coco?
Se ve con la preparación.
Ah,
Este ya nada más tiene agua.
and
Este tiene carne.
we can go back in the water, properly equipped.
Here's the cocoa.
Here's the cocoa!
Let's go.
A storm is coming, so now better go back to the boat. Most of us are swimming, some of us are taking the boat, but we need to go back.
If one had to describe Paradise Islands, one could just show a picture of the San Blas.
The San Blas archipelago counts 365 islands and immense reefs, making it a dangerous place for boats. It is not rare to see shipwrecks rusting on the reef. The archipelago is home to the Kuna people who live from the fishing and coconut plantations, and more recently, tourism. We sailed even further out in the archipelago that day and went over to discover this infamous reef up close. This morning we sailed to another island. It's the last stop before we start the big crossing to Colombia.
There's like 200 meters squared of island, so here you can see the ending of the island all around. What is up on the trees?
Coconuts everywhere.
So you have tons of fresh coconuts over there. The water is super clear, super bright blue, and then it gets to darker parts. The temperature of water is perfect. I think it's around like 28, 30.
At 30, totally 30. What would you bring if you had to take 3 objects here to survive?
A vat of mosquito repellent.
A snorkel.
Rum then.
Fishing net.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't thinking, if you're thinking like
But why is the rum gone?
practically.
No!
Fishing
way.
things to fish.
Oh, sweet. And
Let's not lose more time exploring the islands on foot. What we really want to find today is underwater.
Give me something, something good. I get wasted on the thought of you. Head is spinning, I can't move. Smoky eyes in a groove. No, I can't get you out of my mind. You're still with me all the time. Oh, how long will I have to wait? How long have we been too late? Now I wish that we never met, so that I don't have to try to forget you. Drifting away, I am drifting away.
Eventually, we receive a tip. If we want to find the shark, we should go back to the boat.
let's go shark searching.
Was filled with potential, but I wasted. I am wasted on the thought.
It was less about us searching the shark and more about the shark revealing itself to us. From deep down the sea, it finally came up. I mean, they finally came up. Right under our boat, and at that point, not everyone is aware yet.
With me all the time. Now I'm drifting
We had now completed everything we wanted to do in the San Blas. And as the storm approached, it was now time to prepare for the big crossing through the Caribbean Sea to Colombia. They're tidying the boat and we're getting ready for the pre-crossing meeting while the rain comes up now.
What's the idea? The idea is that we're going to begin the trip at 4 p.m. We're going to sail today all the night, tomorrow all the day, tomorrow's night, and if everything is according to plan, we're going to arrive to Cartagena before midday. Okay? All depends on how much wind do we have, if the current is going to help us, if it's against us. Let's talk about safety on board. In each cabin, you will find enough life jackets for all the people that are sleeping in the cabin. Have you seen them? Okay. And here, under me, there's a life raft for 12 people, and the dinghy comes for another 4 people. So we have enough room for 16 people if something happens and we have to abandon the boat.
¿Y crees que podemos como hacer con the sail?
¿Con la navegar?
Sí.
Vamos a ver porque después de llover.
Catalina explains us that in the rainy season the winds are less than ideal, as when the rain comes the wind stops. She's not sure we will be able to sail all the way. As everyone gets ready, Christian shows us the route, a straight line from San Blas to Colombia.
Esta es una aplicación de navegación
Ajá.
que nos ayuda a tener un rumbo para llegar a Cartagena. Nosotros nos ubicamos desde el punto donde nos encontramos y ahí por medio de GPS él va moviendo hasta cumplir 270 millas, que es lo que necesitamos para llegar a Cartagena.
Right around that time, the rain stops and wind blows. Putting the mainsail up.
So the crossing started, and we were recommended to take anti-seasickness pills, but they also make people sleep, so now we have at least 4 people already sleeping. Night is falling, it's going to be our first night moving, but it's beautiful out there.
Morning. Good morning. Slept pretty well. We had to take these little pills, which are, forgot what they are.
Anti-seasickness.
Anti-seasickness pills every 4 hours, and technically they make you fall asleep. They're very, very good for that. So we actually slept all night, and every 4 hours you're supposed to take them, but I took them I think once every 6 hours whenever I woke up. So I slept really well, and the boat was going like, you know, in all directions, but honestly, no problem.
And now breakfast.
And now breakfast and a full day on the sea. And we're probably gonna go up and chill out on the beanbags.
I wouldn't want something bad to happen here, because we're literally halfway between Panama and Colombia. So here we can see that the depth of the ocean is 3,100 meters. Huge.
Yeah, that's an answer.
Huge.
On the second day of crossing, we move well, and despite crossing a big number of storms, we keep moving in the right direction. With most of the team tired by the seasickness pill, the rhythm is slow, real slow. Most of the time is spent reading, eating a lot, sleeping, and non-competitive card playing.
After the full day of sailing, we're leaving the storms behind us. The grey sky is behind, and the blue sky is in front.
The clear sky in front of us opened a perfectly quiet sea for a smooth arrival in Colombia. And indeed, that same night, we made it into Colombian waters all the way to the port of Cartagena.
We've arrived to Colombia in Cartagena. Whew, that was a nice trip. Honestly, it was a lot of fun. We met a lot of nice friends. Everybody was really cool. We arrived at 4 a.m. We were still sleeping. We could still hear the boat, you know, reversing, going forward, parking and everything, but we were just too tired. We all fell asleep again. Anyways, 6:30 we were up. I was up and I went out. and walked around the port, which is what I'm walking on right now. And the trip was pretty nice, honestly. The first 3 days on the islands were a lot of fun. We saw sharks, manta rays, stingrays, tons of fish. Anyways, it was a good trip. I'm happy to be on land. I really enjoyed the first 3 days, but crossing in the middle of the ocean with views of just ocean, it was a little bit long for me.
We applauded the crew and captain and thanked them for an unforgivable experience. We love trying this new mode of transportation, even just for 5 days.
Ciao! Okay, we said goodbye to the group for now. They're going to take care of our passport for immigration. And we're going to settle in Cartagena and we see them tonight.
Yeah, tonight is dinner, maybe karaoke, and then we'll see what the night brings.
Yeah, let's go to Cartagena. Oh, AC.
AC, nice.
We are now on our third continent of this world tour journey. The only thing we have left to do is to wait for the arrival of our car, and we are off for a very special adventure. To be sure you do not miss this first South American expedition, hit that subscribe button to the channel. We leave you on this, and now go to celebrate with our new friends.